Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. If this is your first time, you're welcome to my channel. Here we'll talk about everything that has to do with coming to Canada, studying in Canada. So if you have any question, you can drop a comment in the comment section. Please endeavor to like this video if you find the content to be very interesting. So today I'm going to be talking about if planning to study in Canada, what are some of the steps that are involved, how do you get started. This looks so overwhelming, all the processes and everything required. So that is why this video is for you. Are you ready? Let's get started. Number one, it's really you've decided you want to study, right? I want to study in Canada, the US, and specifically I'll be talking about Canada. So number one, decide on where you want to study, right? Okay, I've decided I want to study in Canada. Awesome. Then what do you want to, the second thing is, what do I want to study in Canada? Do I want to do a BSc? Do you want to do a postgraduate diploma program, a master's, or a PhD? It depends on the level of education that you want to pursue. So when you've decided on that, the next thing, the third step, is to begin to do research. So nobody's going to do this research for you. So this is something you have to search out for. For example, if you want to do bachelor's program, let's say you want to do engineering. So you want to begin to search. Okay, what school offer mechanical engineering in Canada? Oh, there is University of British Columbia, McMaster, University of Alberta, Memorial University, and all of these universities. You begin to look at them one after the other. All right, the same thing if you want to apply for masters as well. You have to begin to search them one after the other to see all of the schools that offer the program, and then you begin to look into them one after the other, because some schools those schools are different from one another, right? So when you do that research, you will see all of the schools. I usually suggest have a pen and paper where you write down this. Your research is really very important. Okay, so write this down, and then the next thing you want to do is, when you've done all of this research, and there are a couple of things I usually recommend people to check while doing the research. Number one, what are the admission requirements? Number two, what are the documents that are needed for admission? Number three, what is the tuition? Number four, is this program available for international students? Number five, when is this program start date? Number six, is this a research program or a course-based program if you are planning to do master's or PhD? And then if it is research, do you need to get a supervisor before and after before you apply, or are you going to get a supervisor when you arrive at the university? So these are the things to find out from the university website. So if you go to, let's say, University of Alberta, you go to the faculty. From the faculty, you go to the specific department, and then you begin to see everything is all listed out, from tuition, admission requirement, the courses they offer, and all of those things are all on their website. So you don't need an agent to do this research for you. This is something that you can do once you've done all of this research, and then you've now decided, oh, I discovered at University of Alberta they have the program that I want to offer. It's now time for me to dig deep into this university and see more things in their how does the province look like, what opportunities are available for a job, and how's the cost of living in the province. And then once you've decided that, then you now begin to, then I think the fourth step now also, is now to start to put your documents together for application. So might require to write a letter of explanation. You might need the references from your previous professors or your employee or industrial related references. Some might require you to submit a written sample, especially those social sciences. Some are required to submit your TOEFL score. Some are required to write GROE and GMAT, especially the businesses and engineering. So don't apply until you've gathered all of these necessary documents together. So put all of these documents together, gather them, and then just make sure that you're applying before the deadline. In fact, maybe a couple of months before the deadline, or maybe a month to because sometimes you might need to submit like a transcript also. So you need a couple of time to get your references all sent in. You know, if you have to send the hard copy of your transcript from the university, you need time to send that. But just make sure you apply before the deadline, okay? Because once the deadline, you know, reaches, then they start to, you know, look at the applications that people have submitted. Most times, from what I have seen, they start reviewing application when they've received all of the when the deadline has passed. So that way they are not kind of biased in selecting some students when few just submit application. So that is number 4 or 5. Okay, let's just say number 4. Then number 5 is, once you now discover that, once you see that you have all of the documents required for apply for admission, bam, the next thing is to begin to fill out your application, okay? So make sure you have all of those documents ready, you know, get your SOP written, you know, just check. Some are required to upload a Word version or a PDF version of the SOP. Some are required to copy it and paste, you know, it all depends on them. And then you want to also, you know, get your email ID of your referees. Most schools these days, they just send the link to your referees to do the reference letter, so you don't necessarily have to upload anything to them. They just fill it, that they send the link to them, and they just fill it directly. And then that's number 5. Number 6, after you apply for admission, the next thing is to begin to wait for the admission decision. And if you are fortunate and you're favored, you know, I hope you are, and you've gotten admission, they will send you what is called the acceptance letter. Sometimes the acceptance letter might have conditions, you know, it might have, it might be a conditional offer or an unconditional offer. If it's a conditional offer, they will tell you when you need to meet those conditions. If it's an unconditional offer, congratulations, you don't need to do anything. Sometimes they might require to pay 1 semester tuition. Some school might require to pay admission deposit or tuition deposit. So different school, it differs, right? So differ in terms of the administration of that process. So try to find out what and what they require. Okay, number 7 is, once you've gotten your acceptance letter, the next thing is to begin to put documents together for your study permit application and your temporary resident visa if you're coming from a country that will need a visa to enter Canada. Okay, so you need to apply. If it's your first time, when you apply for your study permit, and also you apply for your visa alongside. Okay, so they process both of them together, and if it is approved, the next thing you're going to do is they're going to request you to send in your passport. So you send in your passport, and then they stamp the visa, and then they give you a letter called the letter of introduction, which means it's a letter to show that your study permit has been approved. They don't give you study permit online. You only get a study permit on your arrival in Canada. So I'm going to do another video to just talk about, you know, navigating coming to Canada, and then some of the documents you need to hold at the border agencies in order to be able to pass there, you know, pretty effectively without any stress. And then you have your visa. Then next thing is to begin to make plans for your traveling. Now this is 2022, so you need to know all of the quarantine plans, all of the vaccination requirements, because now to even board a plane to Canada, you have to show proof of vaccination. And as a student, I think almost all of the campuses, for you to, you know, study in any of that campuses, you need to show proof of vaccination. So you want to think about that, you know, think about that. If you want to study, check the vaccine requirement of the school. This is just because we're still in the COVID period and it's 2022, right? And then you can begin to think about that gradually. And then the next thing is, once you finish all your arrangements, you know, this period they require to make your quarantine plans and everything, you know, and then make everything, and then the next thing is to book your flight, and then boom, the next thing is to come to Canada. And then I'm going to be talking about, you know, when you arrive Canada in another separate video, what are the first 10 things you need to do in your first month on arriving in Canada. I hope this video helped you and you kind of understand these processes now. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, and then if you can drop a comment, just say thank you for this video, or I love this video, I love your contents. This really motivates me to do more contents and to spend more time doing video and providing lots of information for you regarding studying in Canada. Once again, thank you for watching my video. I will see you in the next video.